difficulties. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Morznda Dixon, and I am absolutely delighted to be here with you this morning. It's been a while, but I'm happy to be back. And I was made welcome each and every time that I walk through these doors. I don't know about anybody else, if you get that same feeling, but I'm tremendously grateful. And so this is the time when we like to welcome newcomers. Anybody here for the first time? Or maybe coming back today after not having been here for a while? Well, would you like to? Oh, well, welcome. Welcome. Good to have you. If you would like to, please give your name and contact information. In fact, I see an usher coming to see you right now, giving you a packet that will give you some more information. We'd love to see you back. So it's time for us to open this space. So I just invite you to settle in as we open this space with prayer. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Divine and holy presence, God of all, we gather this morning with open hearts and gratitude for all who have been guided to share this time together. Centered in the energies of the present moment, we acknowledge the love that we are, with a willingness to journey into the depths of our hearts where only the truth resides. We welcome divine inspirational ideas that bring fresh possibilities, fresh experiences, and fresh perspectives for co-creating a new earth and ever-expanding community. Amen. And at this time, we share our core values. And I invite you to speak the words of the core value, this particular core value, with me this morning. We welcome, honor, and embrace all. We are a safe harbor. We value and support connection, open-hearted communication, and active engagement. And this particular core value really speaks to what I said before, the warmth and the welcome that I feel every time. In fact, I recall the first time I walked through these doors many, many years ago, when the feeling I got was, I'm home. And I've heard those words spoken by so many others, including children. The bedrock of who we are, on which this community was built, is the warmth, the love. It's just holding everybody who walks through these doors in a place of warmth, a place that says, you're welcome here. So, to those of you out there in, as Rev E likes to say, love streaming land, welcome to you as well. And we hope to see you here in person soon. So I guess it's time for some music.
One life living as you and me, one life shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one life shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out, so happy I just wanna shout. One life living as you and me, one life shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one life shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out, so happy I just wanna shout. One life living as you and me, one life shining as you and me, one
band. As you see, Miss Deletta is not here today, so we had to add another J. So thank you all for carrying on. As you know, we are in Pride Month, and we have a booth in DC today. And thank you everyone who has volunteered to be at that booth. And it's not too late to go down and join in if you choose. Pick a party. We've got lots coming up. I don't know if any of you have been to any, or maybe you were just to one, but here's your opportunity to go to all of them. And Edie, I think you want to speak about the first one?
So, Moon Circle has been resurrected.
Yay.
Thanks so much to Rev Edith and Akosua for really re-energizing the Women's Circle. It started with our retreat back in April, and then we got the idea to just kick off with a solstice celebration. And so we'll be having a Women's Moon Circle solstice celebration on the 23rd. It's a Friday night, so that'll be hopefully easier to get to there, after work and stuff. And we're going to have a potluck. We're going to share food together, and then we're going to gather around the fire and really celebrate our light. We'll do some ritual. We'll probably do some drumming. We'll do some group work, and it'll be just a time to share, to open your heart, to sort of, again, take it deeper, take your spiritual learning deeper, take your spiritual connection deeper with this incredible energy of the solstice. It's a powerful time of the year. The light is here, the light is strong, and we're here to celebrate it. So I invite you to check out the Moon Circle on the 23rd.
And for our guys in the audience, there's lots of things for you to do too. So up on our screen, let's see, dinner on a deck with Rev Edith and her family, food-themed Cabernet, right? Speed dating in a movie. Ooh, and I think Elizabeth's going to talk a little bit about that and other things.
Thank you. Okay, so everyone should have gotten a QR code. If you didn't, I will pass them out. This QR code will take you to our Pick a Party fundraiser. So what you do, if you want to join Edie and Kokosa and Rev Edith for the New Moon Gathering, which I'm so excited to be a part of, go here and you'll click on the donation. I think yours is $15. That just goes as a fundraiser for Unity. And you can pay through Eventbrite, or you can pay here at church. You can note that you're going to pay here at church, and then you don't have to pay the Eventbrite fees. So for all these parties, this is how you get there. So if anyone doesn't have one, when I sit down, just raise your hand and I'll bring it by. I want to talk about the full moon. So after you ground yourself in the new moon, Amanda and I are hosting a full moon. This is kind of an intention-setting, prosperity-gaining activity. For those of you who don't know my story, when I came here in 1994, very old now, I was at a broken place, and I used prosperity principles to create what I have today, my relationship, my family, my career. And I use the full moon, and I use unity principles, prosperity principles, journaling, lots of things to create what I have today. I'm going to introduce a lot of those activities that I used, which includes a really cool activity with the full moon to help bring, you're going to do some journaling to get clear on your intentions, and then you're going to use the full moon to help draw your prosperity to you. So it's going to be really fun. So again, ground yourself in the solstice, and then come help create some prosperity and abundance. Also, Judith and the Johnsons are going to have lunch at Vegetable Garden. I think that's just for about 6 people, so hurry up and be one of the first 6 to sign up. And then Keith and Carrie are having lunch in their beautiful backyard. If you see what they do gardening here, you should see their backyard. So they're inviting, I think, how many are you having? Is it 16? Yeah. 30? Oh, okay. Well, you have to go to the Eventbrite and find out. It'll tell you how many people they'll have tickets for. You don't want to miss that one. I'm so excited this year. I'm going to be in town for that one because last year I wasn't. So again, QR codes will take you right to the Eventbrite. Sign up and join our summer pickup party where we're creating abundance for Unity of Gaithersburg. So who didn't get one? I'm going to come pass these out. Thank you.
Carol in July is doing line dancing, everybody. And yes, this is a way to raise funds to keep the lights on here, but more importantly, it is a way to truly be the community that we are. I mean, if you've never been to Keith and Carrie's, that gazebo, that yard, it just blew me away. And I was a landscape designer, so it is spectacular. Okay. The Caring Cottage for the month of June is asking for your donations for canned food, rice, beans, things like that, to support the families of our vets and to support our vets who are homeless, who are elderly. It is amazing how many families whose spouse is in active duty has to choose between dinner or diapers every week. So there's a bin out in the foyer. There's a list on our website in our Friday newsletter of what you can donate, and we thank you. And our vets thank you. And this is a great time because we just celebrated Memorial Day, and we are about to celebrate the 4th of July. And that is thanks to those who have served. So thank you again. Our very own Jim McGalliard is putting together a summer solstice labyrinth walk here in the sanctuary on June 21st from 7 to 9. When I was at the beach last week, someone had drawn a labyrinth in the sand. It was amazing. And the number of people that were walking it, wow. It's very powerful. So if you can be here, please do so. And Rev Morznda, would you like to speak about ancestral healing?
So, a number of years ago, I heard a very clear message. I heard this voice telling me to create an ancestral healing ceremony. I didn't think the time was right at all for me in my life. And I said, no. Well, you know how it is when Spirit calls you to do something. And Spirit says, by golly, you're going to do this. So I did. And I have shared that several times with other groups. Carol and Edie and Kevin have experienced this ceremony. And so it's time to bring it to Unity, to share it here in this space. As Sharon mentioned, we're coming up on July 4th. We're coming up on a time that we consider, we celebrate, we recognize as the independence of this nation, recognizing our history. Well, an important part of that history is how this country was created, how it was built, all who participated, all the events, and some of them are not so pretty. And so this is an opportunity to get together, to take a look at our past, and to heal. to forgive all the things that we may feel uncomfortable about. We may have some regrets. So this is a time to just come together in love, in a supportive space, to say, that was then, this is now. So I invite you to come join us here on June 24th. And this is on a love offering basis. Everybody is welcome. So, I'll be around if there are any additional questions you have, anything you want to know, please feel free. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Rev. Morznda. And as you know, the foundation of unity is in prayer. And your prayer chaplains go through rigorous training to pray with you in confidence, to support you. I am your prayer chaplain today. I'm here for you. If you would prefer to just drop a card in the box at the back by Keith and the peace sign, we can pray with you that way as well. And now for our daily prayer, which is grace. With joy and gratitude, I welcome grace. The guiding, healing, harmonizing presence and power of God is everywhere present. Divine grace is mine whenever I say yes to this presence within me. I release any thought that I am unworthy of grace. Nothing I could do or fail to do would ever disturb my divine identity. Grace need not be earned, nor can it be bought. It is inextinguishable. No matter how much comes my way, I can relax in complete trust that even more will be available as I need it. Grace doesn't happen to me, it expresses through me. Just as I have been blessed to receive grace when I have needed it, I am honored to be the conduit through which it flows to someone else, blessing them in a time of need. And from 2 Corinthians 4:15, yes, everything is for your sake, so that grace, as it extends to more and more people, may increase thanksgivings to the glory of God.
Thank you, Sharon. And this is our time where we settle in for our meditative space. I invite you to close your eyes, or if you're more comfortable, just soften your gaze. And take a deep breath. Settling into our time together, centering ourselves. As you take another breath, I invite you to come into your body. And to anchor yourself into the earth. As you anchor into the earth, I invite you to open your heart more fully. And breathe into your heart space. As you continue to breathe, just let go. Let go and let the breath breathe you. The breath that breathes all things. As you continue to breathe into the expansiveness of your divine I Am presence, there's an awareness of love. Just sit with that awareness for a minute. Allow yourself to feel that love. To feel your expanded heart. Love is the connector. With gratitude for our I Am presence that is one with all that is, we say these words. I am love. I am love. I am one with all that is. I am one with the vast magnificence of the universe. One with all the power. One with all the wisdom. This is our divine identity. I ask you to own that by saying, this is my divine identity. I am one with all that is. One with the vast magnificence of the universe. And in the silence, we remember. I am love. I am one with the vast magnificence of the universe. I am love. In the silence. You are love. We are love. Identified as a divine representation of all that is. We are love. As you come back to this awareness, the awareness of this space, I invite you to hold on to that feeling of love. I ask you to soften in to that feeling of love at all times. At times of stress, anxiety, doubt, fear. Just breathe into that awareness of the truth of who you really are. Love. We are love. And so it is.
People of the world,
worlds collide. Patience is the operative word when worlds divide. Our nation has been offered the worst, no perks in sight. And facing it is hard, but there is worth inside. Amazing how our children are choosing to chip away at our excuses for refusing to grace them with better days. But before our time's up, hopefully we'll make our minds up. Lined up with more than fists and picket signs up. We need more action, more passion, more laughing, more dragons, more unicorns, less uniforms, more social interactions. Don't take us for granted. We classic, we magic, we better take advantage and remember who we are.
Quite a powerful message, isn't it? So how do we answer that question? Are we the cure or the disease? Something to ponder. Are there any history buffs among us? Yeah, I see you, my friend. Absolutely. No? Yes, Peter. I think, there's so many of us throughout our formative years who would complain about having to study history. I was never one of those. Always in the front row, always doing my homework, always reading all the assignments. I just have always had this curiosity, this fascination of the study of who and what came before. Not just who, what, but how, where, and at what cost. How many people had to suffer? How many people gave their lives? Anybody been on the New York City subway? Every time I ride that subway, which is so old, I become so fascinated of the magnificence of that system, the pageantry of Grand Central Station. Just the vision to create that system and the labor, the focus to get it up and running and serving so many. So, as we look around, there are so many places, so many things to be grateful for, so many things that somebody else thought about and made the commitment to completing. So grateful. Maybe you've had an experience of deja vu, watching a movie, visiting another country, another part of town. All of that speaks to who or what has gone before. One of the things I find myself doing is wondering, what role did I play? Who was I? What did I do? Truth be told, we've all made contributions in some way to the evolution of life as we know it. As much as I enjoy musing about who or what I may have been before, it is also true that I may be horrified to learn of some of the ways in which I have participated. Anybody else with me? And true also that this time around, I am committed to being a force for good. I believe that to be true for you as well. I'm grateful for all that has gotten us to where we are today. All the foods, the animals, the plants, the herbs that provide nutrients and healing to our bodies. Reflecting on how many of our ancestors gave their lives in order for us to be able to distinguish which member of the plant kingdom could cause harm. Maybe I'm a nerd. Those are things that I reflect on from time to time, and reflect on with great gratitude. I ask myself, when I know what I do when I sit for a meal, I wonder what others do. Do we take the time to consider all of the elements required to bring that food to our table? Maybe thinking about the indigenous farmer dedicated to the cultivation of coffee beans that provides so much satisfaction to those of us who enjoy a cup or two or three of that beverage every day. How about those involved in the processing, the shipping, the packaging, the brewing, and the serving of that highly valued commodity? You know, that indigenous farmer who's dedicated his life to cultivating coffee may only earn $500 per year for his dedication. While the new CEO of Starbucks could possibly make more than $28 million in his first year on the job. Quite a disparity, right? How about the contributions made to bring us cotton? Described as, and I quote, a natural eco-friendly fiber that has far-reaching benefits for every aspect of your life. Who here is old enough to remember the commercial that included the little ditty telling us that cotton, it's the fabric of our lives? Am I the only one who remembers that? Thank you. You know, no one truly knows how old cotton is. One account shows that cotton was being grown, spun, and woven into cloth in the Indus River Valley in Pakistan in 3000 BC. And at the same time, people in Egypt's Nile Valley were making and wearing cotton clothing. All in this together. All making a contribution, all one. Here in America, although Eli Whitney was granted a patent for the development of the cotton gin, there were others who were involved in the design as well. Look, I could go on and on about the historical facts that have improved our lives. However, we must not forget that the rivalries, the hatreds, the greed and wars that have created divisions and the illusion of separation are also a part of our historical landscape. All are involved. We have all participated in some way. We're not all called to be CEOs of billion-dollar corporations. We are, however, being called to be the CEOs of our own lives, making a choice for kindness and compassion. We're called to direct our choice to love, our choice to be the light. We're called to nurture our own gardens and for what we cultivate in our hearts. That's our calling. each one playing a different role, each one carrying it out differently. But when it comes right down to it, that's our calling. Who are we? How do we choose to show up? A part of the cure or a part of the disease? All having made contributions to the creation as it is, and we continue to do so. We continue to do it consciously as well as unconsciously. I choose to do it consciously. And I must admit, confess, that it's a constant reminder. What's going on in here? Is this what you want to see out in the world? Is this what you want to see in your life? So I try to keep reminding myself about the conscious creations, the conscious thoughts, actions that I'm putting out in the world. Without our contributions to keeping the whole together and keeping it healthy, things begin to fall apart. I know that over the years, I've from time to time kept a gratitude journal. Anybody else? And I must say that among the things that I list in my journal, they tend to be the more mundane. And I sometimes ask myself, well, what about the sun that warms the earth? What about the moon? What about all the things that make the world go round, all the things that support our life here on earth? All those who toil in the fields. How about gratitude for the delivery that comes to our door within less than 24 hours sometimes, while we assist Jeff Bezos in building his wealth? Anybody have gratitude for that? Well, look, you get my point. We all matter, all a vital part of the whole. And there is much to be grateful for, even Jeff Bezos. Hey, that guy's a visionary. So, it's not all condemnation. However, life as we know it right now is calling us to do things differently, calling for a collective healing of our lives, our relationships to each other, and to our world, calling us to be more than we have been before. Again, I reference the song, are we the cure or the disease? So how do we get from where we are today to where we'd like to be? I say we have to take an honest look at how our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions have directed our lives and kept us from being the magnificent ones that we are, the magnificent beings of light. On this grand stage where the drama is being played out, we have to ask ourselves, who or what is running the show? Could it be that fear is the name of the director behind the scenes? Possibly. Fear, I dare say, is in the control room for so many of us. Fear that has been with us our entire lives. Some of this fear our own, and fear that has been inherited from our families of origin, possibly for generations, and fear gathered from the collective unconscious. The fear-driven warnings and messages that we have absorbed into our beings, creating divisions from those we see as different, as dangerous, as not good enough. Essentially, the other. This fear can become all-encompassing, controlling our lives, blocking our creativity, and thereby robbing us and the world of our radiant light. In The Law of Divine Compensation, Marianne Williamson writes, "Each of us has a unique part to play in the healing of the world." How then do we awaken to the radiant light within each one of us? Awaken into our ascension, where our freedom lies. How do we free ourselves from the fears that keep us playing small, that keep us separated from those who may appear to be different, those who make us feel uncomfortable? How do we free ourselves from the angst and the doubts that we are not good enough, that we're not up to the seemingly insurmountable task ahead? The truth is that sometimes those tasks are not as hard as we make them out to be. But we have created that mountain. That's our power. And if we can do that, we can undo it. Maybe it's time to give the director of the drama his or her walking papers. Having done that, then the question is, what is yours to do? Only you can decide. We've been given free will, after all. Free will to do or not do that to which we are called. A good first step is surrender, over and over and over again, for as long as it takes. In other words, to let go and to let God, to consciously become co-creators with God. Carl Jung said that free will is the ability to do gladly that which we must. I spoke of resistance earlier, right? When Spirit said, do this, and I said, not now. Well, I'm grateful that I listened. So, once we surrender, then we have to recognize, which is not always easy to do, because the habits and patterns and preferences can become so ingrained within that we see those behaviors as aspects of who we are, not as some false belief that we've taken on along the way. Once we recognize, then comes responsibility. Responsibility for empowering the fears that have kept us from doing and being that which we desire, that which we must. If we have empowered those fears to run our lives, we can also make the choice to disempower them, to take our power back and make new choices. And there are several ways in which we can help ease ourselves into a space to make it a little bit easier, a little more comfortable. And I'm sure that you're aware and practice many of those. Things to help bring us into alignment more fully with our divine blueprint. As we do that, we unconsciously raise our vibration. As we raise our vibration, it gives a boost to the vibration of the planet. Everyone benefits. So, of course, some of those things, listening to calming music, doing yoga, taking a walk in nature, maybe meditating out in nature, laughter, extending a kindness to another, or taking on a new fun endeavor with people you've never met before. Just doing a creative program, a creative process of fun and enjoyment. Maybe taking Sharon's art class, joining the choir. I mean, there's so many things that can help ease us into a place of joy and comfort. Most importantly is prayer. Prayer doesn't have to be complicated. Asking for help is enough. I know that there have been times in my own life, with fear running the show, that the only prayer I could pray was a simple one. A simple one-word prayer. That word, help. In fact, we can command the help that we seek. That I have done also. As in, help me. Works every time. Then we let go and allow the help to arrive. It doesn't take long. If we pay attention, there can be an almost instantaneous calm that settles in and eases any feelings of anxiety. Once we allow and accept the initial ease, then it clears the space for us to embrace the answer to our prayer. In 2 Corinthians 9:6-8, we're told, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work." We have been assured time and time again that deep within, we already have all that is needed to do what is ours to do. That is our divine design. One of those things given is infinite power. We came into the world at this time with a strong desire and a commitment to do the sometimes hard things to heal ourselves, thereby extending healing energies out to all that is. We have the power to do so. We are being tasked to stretch ourselves and use our imaginations to go beyond our current reality, to bring innovation and creative ideas to make anew life as we would like it to be. We are God in action, God in physical form, humans being the hands and feet, minds and hearts of God, molding the clay and connecting the building blocks of physical form. When we drop the illusion of separation and make a conscious choice, accepting the truth of who we are, connected as one body of humanity, we find the strength in numbers, magnified in our power and our purpose. As Christ said in Matthew 18:20, "For where two or more are gathered in my name, there am I with them." And so these times are calling us to more fully embody our Christ light and to do the work. It is a great privilege to be here on the planet at such a transformational time as this. And we said yes. We said yes, we're up to the task. We are truly magnificent beings of radiant light, being asked to share that light, to love, and to be our very best selves. Some of what we have to share may have been experiences gathered via the School of Hard Knocks. It matters not. Those experiences have value. If you follow national news reports, you may be aware, not just national, actually even local news reports, you may be aware of the concern in all areas of the country, indeed around the world, of the increased level of violence. One of those places of concern is in Brownsville, New York. In an effort to address the concerns of those who live and work in this particular neighborhood, there is a program called Brownsville In, Violence Out. This program could be considered an imaginative form of a neighborhood watch committee. The program focuses on building a stronger community with direct education and outreach to transform the lives of those who've been involved in violent activity or who are currently at risk. The program is made up of a group of men who've been exposed or involved in gun violence in some way. They're called violence interrupters. I like that name. They work closely with the police, and they patrol the streets of their neighborhood, engaging and empowering the local residents to make positive changes in the community. One story involved a young man who was observed heading into a neighborhood store, gun in hand. One of the anti-violence ambassadors, or violence interrupters, if you will, stopped him before he was able to enter the store and convinced him to give up his gun. A few days after this compassionate intervention took place, the young man returned to the group and volunteered to use his own experience with gun violence and previous incarceration to help the community. The School of Hard Knocks. However, he can be of service. Thankfully, every situation is not as highly charged as the one I just shared. However, it demonstrates that there are a myriad of ways in which we can all be of service. You are a child of the light. We are children of the light. We cannot fail. We've been given all that we need. Once again, I will quote Marianne Williamson. Writing in A Return to Love, she says, "We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others." One of my favorite quotes. So as we take in these words and ask, what is ours to do? I invite you to speak the words of this affirmation with me. I cast out fear and claim my infinite power to be the light, to be the love that I am. Let's say that again. I cast out fear and claim my infinite power to be the light, to be the love that I am. And so it is.
Name your price, ticket to paradise. I can't stay here anymore. I've looked high and low. I've been from shore to shore to shore. If there's a shortcut, I'd have found it, but there's no easy way around it. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Who knows why someday we all must die? We're all homeless boys and girls, and we're never heard. It's such a lonely world. People turn their heads and walk on by. Tell me, is it worth just another try? Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Tell me, are we alive or just a dying planet? What are the chances that the love in your heart is the answer? And when you feel afraid, love one another. When you've lost your way, love one another. When you're all alone, love one another. When you're far from home, love one another. When you're down and out, love one another. When your hopes run out, love one another. When you need a friend, love one another. When you're near the end, love. We got to love. We got to love one another. Light of the world, got to shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer.
Thank you, band, and thank you, Morznda, Rev Morznda. She, as humble as she is, did not mention that the young man in the video who is singing is her son. And so, let's show our gratitude through our tithes and offerings. You can text, you can drop it in the box at the back, you can email admin@unityofgaithersburg.org, and you can also be a consistent giver so you don't have to think about this. But thank you so much for your generosity and your support. And now, our love offering blessing. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful. And I think I saw our children come by, but they're not coming. Okay. Yes, let's do our blessings for our youth. I am the light of the world. I live as the light. You are the light of the world. You live as the light. and we are the light of the world. We live as the light.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. God has created family on let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let these begin with me, and this become more Have I take, let this be my joyous round. Take each moment and let each moment
As you leave here today, each and every day, I invite you to use a new mantra. I am a magnificent being of light, born to make manifest the glory of God. Can we own that?